Energetic magic. It is a technique where we locate the beliefs you have running in your subconscious that are keeping you stuck in life, and we destroy them. So we're going to be doing that tonight. I'm going to be talking about success, principles of success, but what we're going to do most of all is I'm going to have person after person come up, get in the hot seat, and talk about where they're stuck in their success. And we're going to find out what their subconscious beliefs are and destroy them on the spot here. And as Steve said, when I'm working on anyone here, if you feel you have the same beliefs going on with you, and I ask them to destroy a belief, you can say yes, and it will get destroyed for you too. So the way it works is I can tell when your conscious beliefs do not match your subconscious beliefs. So when I talk to you, whenever they're not matching, it means you're lying. Now, I don't care if you're lying to me, but you have to realize that when that's happening, you're lying to you. And so when we see there's a lie, then we're going to dig down a little bit and find out what the belief is that's causing you to be lying to yourself. And when we find the belief, I'm just going to ask, are you willing to destroy that belief? It's that simple. I may ask, are you willing to step out of a story? A story is a repeated pattern that's going on in your life over and over and over again. So in success, I keep trying to get success. I keep getting to that brink of success, when something happens and I just end up back where I started. If you keep telling that story, you're going to get stuck in that story, right? There's a lot of stories out there. Some of them are great. I always find the best parking spots. I always arrive just on time. These are some cool stories. But I could never find the right partner. It's a horrible story, right? Every time I take 2 steps forwards, I take 3 steps back. That's not a great story to be in. So if we find out there's a story, I'm going to ask you, are you willing to step out of the story? Just say yes and mean it. This is the important thing. You have to mean it. Because if you don't mean it, nothing shifts. And we'll see how things go. So when energy moves for people here, my body reacts. So if energy is just shifting and moving, I tend to yawn. If blocks are coming out that you guys are holding on to, my body starts coughing. And so that's going to be happening a lot tonight. It actually feels like it's going to happen very soon, actually. So the other thing is, when you're in this room, you're in the energy of what's going on here. So even if you do not participate, things will start to drop off you. We have had people that have come out for sessions, and even like an hour-long session where I was just doing intro and talking most of the time. I wasn't even clearing. I had a girl come out, and she sent me an email the next day, and she said, I had chronic pain in my arm for 7 years, and it's gone. Now, she didn't say a word. She didn't participate. She just listened. Right? And so a lot of things can happen in these workshops. And it's called energetic magic for a reason. There's been a lot of magic going on, and things are ramping up in a big way in the world right now. So it's a wonderful time to embrace these kind of techniques. So for me personally, energetic magic came about from the fact that I used to have severe rheumatoid arthritis. I got it when I was 22 years old. I spent a lot of my life just in pain, oftentimes just lying in bed. And my body was slowly deforming, and it was just interfering with a lot of things. And it would go into remission sometimes, and I could get my life back, and then it would hit again, and I just, I could not walk, I could not do a lot of things. And so I finally decided enough is enough, and I was talking to my dad about what could be done. He said there was a thing called combined therapy. Why don't you go try it out? So I went off to go try this system called combined therapy, which apparently works for all illnesses. And I thought that was kind of crazy. It works for everything. And I sat and I talked with this guy for 2 weeks. It felt like I was just talking to a psychiatrist. But by the end of the 2 weeks, he had analyzed basically every part of my life. And he says, so what happened is, when you were a little kid, your mom was sick, and loving your mom, you said, I need to be responsible for my mom. And but then because your mom's sick, she could take care of your brother and sister, so you thought, I need to be responsible for them. And then you just kept going. You added your dad, you added your cousins, you added your friends, and you just kept going until you felt you had to be responsible for everyone in your life. And when he's saying this, I'm thinking, but I don't think that I'm responsible for everyone. I know I'm a responsible person, but I don't think I'm responsible for everyone. But he said, yeah, your subconscious doesn't do a lot of if and only when, and it works in these big open things like, this is the way it is. I'm responsible or I'm not responsible. So I was responsible for everyone. And so he said, so I said, what's this got to do with having arthritis? And he said, well, you don't want to be responsible for everyone. And if you're lying in bed sick, in pain, you don't need to be responsible for anyone. You've got an excuse. So the arthritis is a solution for a problem you don't even know you have. And I'm like, what? It's like, I've been years going through this, and it's just an excuse for not being responsible. And so I said, okay, well, if that's the case, then from this moment forward, I'm not going to be responsible for anyone but me. And the next morning I woke up, all the pain, all the inflammation, gone. And of course the damage was still done, but the arthritis itself had left my body, and it was all that one belief holding it in. So over the years, I've learned that the beliefs are the trigger. The beliefs create your entire reality, and when you start to change the beliefs, reality changes around you. And sometimes it is a miracle, it is magic, and just like that happened for me, that's happened for a bunch of my clients. Other times it's a process, and you're stripping off belief after belief after belief, layer after layer after layer, until you get to that place where everything changes for you. So I have no idea what's going to happen tonight for people. There might be some miracles here. There might just be stripping off of layers. But every time I've done one of these workshops, people feel a shift, they feel a change. And when you are up here, you may or may not feel a change. Oftentimes people do. And the most common thing is you just sort of feel lighter and more at ease and happier. But it changes with every person's body. So we have people that will cough like I do. We have people that feel hotter or colder. I feel like I'm feeling colder today, but it's just the room.
It's the snow on
yeah,
the
there's
floor
actually
behind
snow
you.
inside here, so if you're feeling cold, that's why. Yeah, I've seen people have little muscle twitches. Unfortunately, some people have had farting. So anything goes. And don't be embarrassed about how your body decides it wants to process the energy. So, any questions on any of that? Okay, cool. So we're talking about success tonight, and some of the reasons we don't have success, like the most obvious ones that we learn from life coaches and other people, is the fear of success and the fear of failure. Right? So you don't try to get success because what if you fail in the attempt? And then you don't try to get success because what happens if you do have success? What happens then? And it's a big unknown, so you just avoid it. But there's a lot of other reasons that people have success or don't have success, and it seems completely unrelated to what they're doing. So I've had people in their business doing everything right in their business, and their business does not thrive. And they come to me saying, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to change? And the answer is, in your business, absolutely nothing. And that kind of confuses them. But it's because these subconscious beliefs are running. So I had someone that had got her business to a certain level, and then it just stopped. She couldn't get any more success out of her business. And we had a session, and during the session we found out that her family trash talks rich people. And if she made any more money, she'd consider herself rich, and therefore open to being trash talked by her family. So not being trash talked trumped being successful and being rich for her. So when we shifted some beliefs on that, her business started to take off again. Her biggest complaint to me right now is, I have too many clients and I have to open up a new branch. Oh, horrible problem to have. Yes?
You were saying before about the exhaustion. So when you feel, was it exhaustion? Like sometimes, I think the last time I was here, and then there's certain points where you just feel like you just fall asleep. And then other times you feel more energetic. What's behind that?
I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. I never talked about exhaustion.
Okay.
So.
I'm just saying, related to the last time I was here, that what happens with you? You say like your body, you're coughing, right?
Yeah.
I felt it's a lot of like sometimes we really like I find different situations. All of a sudden, just like being completely awake, to be really heavily exhausted.
So that's what happens with you,
Yeah.
is that you go from awake to just completely exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be stemming from a belief system. We can have you up here in a little while and have a look at that. Okay, so yeah, and I guess that's something too. That's not something that happens with me. I'm in a completely different story. Although I'm yawning, I'm not tired. That's just energy processing.
That's what I was confusing.
Yeah, yeah. The method I use, energetic magic, although my body does these reactions to energy, I don't get tired doing it because I don't use my own energy to work on other people. The universe is full of energy. I access all that, let it do the work, and so I can just keep going and going. So, any other questions? Yes.
Is that energy eventually from the universe similar to Reiki?
Not really. It's Reiki's got an energy you've got to attune to, and with energetic magic, you just access it and go. So you can get similar results. There's similar principles, but with energetic magic, I just teach you how to connect to pure source energy. You can call it whatever you want, divine energy, God energy, and once you start accessing that, you just go, and it's the most powerful stuff. Okay. So okay. All right, so the first person coming up, just be forewarned, we're Facebooking live up until the end of the first person. So if you're willing to be on a Facebook live, you can come up first. Otherwise, she's going to put that away afterwards, and then everyone else can come up. So does anyone want to show up first here? Mark. Okay.
Where do you want me?
Right here.
In the chair.
In the chair.
All right.
Okay.
My hair okay?
All right, what are we working on?
So I've been doing healing and energy work for a while, and I feel like I am stuck in a not successful place of being successful in that work. And my last 10 years of work just said goodbye to me in the fall. And I'm like, what do I want to work on now? And people have said to me, well, you've got certifications, you should do some of this work. And I'm like, not feeling like doing that for income.
Yeah.
I'm good to do it with friends, I'm good to do it with family and peoples and stuff, but it's like, because literally somebody said to me yesterday, what do you charge for a session? I don't know, I don't charge for sessions. And it's got me thinking, why am I not charging for sessions?
So the first question is, do you actually want to do this, or do you think you should do this because everyone keeps telling you to do this?
Ooh, good question. Okay, apparently, all right.
Okay, so are you willing to destroy the belief that you need to do this to make everyone else happy?
Yes, that's for sure, Chef.
And this is interesting because, I mean, this is just his friend saying how much, and well, there's a lot of us in our lives where we're told this is what you need to do with your life. You know, our parents say this is what you need to do. And we start following that rather than going to what we're actually called to do. And then we wonder why we're not successful. It's because you're not actually doing it. So
People keep asking me what I'm called to do. I have no fucking clue.
okay.
That's my answer to that question for like a long time.
So do you believe you're being called to do a thing, or you should be called to do a thing?
Oh. No, I don't.
Okay. It's not actually coming up as true. That's
Okay,
interesting.
cool. Let's dig into this.
So the belief that you have to discover that one thing that you're being called to do or should be called to do, are you willing to destroy that?
Yes.
So some people have a calling and it hits them and then they stick with that and they're happy with that the rest of their lives. But that's not how it works for every person, right? Sometimes you have a calling and it calls you for 2 years and then you're done and you've got a calling for something else. So when you have this false belief that you have this one purpose that you've been put on the earth for, you could really be hurting yourself, because you maybe have been put on here to do this stuff in your 20s and this stuff in your 30s and then this stuff till you're 42 and then this stuff till you're 60, and you're busy in doing the stuff in your 20s and you're trying to make that last the rest of your life. Because you said, this was my calling, I felt it, this was my calling. So when you're in a place of, you know, I'm going to do what I love until I decide I don't love it anymore, and then I'm going to do whatever I love at that point, it opens up all these possibilities for you, and you can have success after success after success. But you don't want to turn what was wonderful into something that is just painful and you dread doing every day. So, Okay. It's funny because what's coming up is, do you have to make a decision right away on what you want to do?
I haven't been, but part of me been thinking I should.
Yeah. So, are you willing to destroy the belief that you have to do this right away?
Yes. And shift.
So, out of curiosity, if you didn't need to make a living doing it, what would you start doing with your life? If money wasn't a problem.
Yeah. Money hasn't been a problem. That's the thing.
Okay.
I still don't answer the.
It doesn't have to
I
be
don't know,
a problem. What would just be fun to do?
Gandalf's quote: not all who wander are lost.
Yeah.
Just randomly wander.
Okay.
I've been watching that Jack Reacher movie lately.
Okay.
And this whole, just get on a bus, wind up in a new city, go to the thrift shop, grab new clothes, drop the dirty in the donation bucket on the way out, which I thought was kind of bad because I'm like, aren't you supposed to donate clean clothes? But maybe that's yeah. It's, the Australian walkabout comes to mind. Just randomly wander.
What if while you're wandering, there's opportunities for money to just show up and you just can keep wandering and wandering?
Yeah. I'd be good with that.
Okay. So, okay. So, are you willing to destroy the belief that in order to be successful, you have to have a job and a career?
Yes.
Here's the thing, success is different for everyone. Success does not have to involve having lots of money. Success does not have to involve being the top person in your field. It's just, where are you so that you're comfortable and happy and able to do the things you want to do? That's living a successful life. How are you feeling?
Spinny.
Spinny.
That's why I held on to the chair before.
Okay.
Like, this comes with handles. That's good.
Right.
Just, yeah.
Anything else coming up?
In this moment, I think I'm going to sit with the spinny.
Okay.
Thank you.
Careful standing up
I'm
there.
going to see about standing.
Okay.
Did Facebook Live get recorded?
Yeah.
Cool. I would like that link.
Okay. Thank you, Facebook. We'll see you.
Hi.
Hey, this is Shiraz. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel. And you can check out upcoming events at www.energeticmagic.com. And remember, be well, be aware, and be magical.